Hello, and congratulations on getting one step closer to really reaching your highest potential, overcoming past wounds and the depression and anxiety that often come with them. I'm so glad you are here, as it signals you are serious about changing your circumstances and taking your happiness into your own hands. My name is Kelly Nicely, and I'm a licensed creative arts therapist with 11 years of experience helping women of diverse backgrounds gain confidence, a sense of independence, and emotional stability, and an increased capacity to manifest their dreams, showing them how to embrace themselves, reject guilt, stand in their power, and overcome feelings of stagnation in a matter of months. With these simple tips to heal the emotional body, I'm specifically going to show you how to understand the connection between emotions and the body, and how to master your emotions through increased awareness of this relationship, as well as through spiritual connectedness. Don't avoid your pain. No one wants to deal with pain, but avoiding it doesn't make it go away. If you find yourself engaging in overeating, drug abuse, or escaping through other means, examine what pain you might be trying to avoid. Try confronting the pain to release it. So again, avoiding pain doesn't make it go away, and oftentimes if we find unusual behaviors coming out of us, it's a signal that there's something that we're not dealing with. Find 3 outlets to express yourself. Whether creating joy or releasing pain, it's good for you and the people around you that you have healthy outlets. And this is a way to never really get stuck or blocked, and to always be able to release that pent-up negative energy. Spiritual practice. Tap into your innate divinity and connection to spiritual power. This looks like something you do every day that's for yourself as a way to restore and prepare, such as prayer, meditation, or journaling. So when we're battling depression, it's really important to increase one's self-image by really tapping into something that makes them feel strong. And this is where spirituality comes in. Talk about it with a person you trust every day. It's important to process what we are thinking with others, to release the burden and reality test. Often we are being too hard on ourselves in the process. Find a way to connect with one other person, whether a therapist, a relative, or friend. Sometimes we don't think it will make a difference, but pretty often we find it almost always does. Develop an observant mind. Try to step out of yourself and get a wider perspective on what's happening. One way to do this is to try practicing an observant mind through eating a tangerine. Peel the tangerine slowly, observe the scents, and taste it slowly as well. What parts of the tongue wake up? How does it make you feel to eat it? You can bring this awareness to other foods, senses, and situations. So this is one tangible way to really practice awareness. And this is a great way to deepen one's awareness of what's going on in my own body. Now, let's just recap what we've gone over here. So these 5 key tips are to really not avoid pain, but really acknowledge and honor the fact that we're going through something, and to really face it as a first step to really dealing with it. And then it's really important to find outlets for self-expression. And this really assists us with unblocking some of that stagnating energy that sometimes comes along with dealing with wounds. Then we have a spiritual practice, and this is a really important way to tap into our own sense of power and agency. Next, we need to really talk about it with a person we trust every day to really share and alleviate that burden. And finally, to develop an observant mind and increase our perception of how we're really affected by what we're going through, to be able to have greater choices with how we want to proceed. This information is incredibly useful for anyone that wants to take their healing into their own hands and begin to quell symptoms of anxiety and depression in only 30 days. But it is only one important piece of a bigger puzzle. In my 6-week signature course, what you've learned today falls into the process of emotional regulation, which is essential for prolonged healing. But to really experience the full effect and achieve a true sense of freedom and personal agency, as well as the knowledge that you matter and can make a real impact, you have to understand how it fits into the whole. In my signature program, we look at our abilities to sense and perceive, to tap into our spirituality and creativity, as well as our perceptions of our self-image, and show you how to accomplish the effective integration of mind, body, and soul, an overall improved sense of health and well-being in only 6 weeks' time. Can you imagine what it would be like to achieve a sense of belonging and reward in only 6 weeks' time? I know this will work for you because it worked for me. Prior to tapping into my innate sense of power and spirituality, I really struggled with confidence and self-image issues. I sought external validation through unhealthy behaviors and romance, only to be let down by rejection and feeling aimless. After seeking and finding a spiritual community, I began to understand the internal validation and self-worth that comes from being giving and caring for others. From there, I began to use my spiritual practice to identify and manifest my calling as a therapist. To learn more about the Peace and Protection Healing Arts Collective 6-week signature program, join our Facebook group now and connect to a community of women engaged in taking their healing into their own hands. You will continue to receive rich tips on overall mental wellness and learn more about the launch of our 6-week signature program. So thank you so much for taking the time to honor yourself by taking a look at these tips, and I look forward to working together with you in the future.